Here we are at Flag Fen reception centre. We're going to be talking to Rex hopefully later on. He's going to tell us a little about some boats that were discovered recently. Let's have a look what's going on.
First of all, it's called Flag Fen because of the flags. You can see a few there. You will know them as arises, bulrushes, but they've been growing here for thousands and thousands of years in the fen, and I think it's a lovely name. And in the season when all the yellow irises come out, they're absolutely beautiful. So that's the reason for the name. Now, we're in a fairly flattish dip in the ground between the high ground over by the power station, which is Fen Gate. These names need nothing to you. Right, that's Peterborough. And that's the Fens, okay. East Anglia. It's dead easy. And for any dates I give you, remember you have to add 2,000 years onto that date to give you an idea of the age. So if I say 4000 BC, the Neolithic time, that's 6,000 years ago.
We're now approaching a reconstruction of an Iron Age roundhouse, and this is Chris Carr. She's telling us about the wide variety of dyes that they were using at the time for their wool products. These are a rare breed of sheep called soy.
4000 BC, the Neolithic folk lived in this area. They had a very advanced field system, which we know from the excavations that were done over Fen Gate by Francis Pryor. At that time, this was relatively dry, and then we had the Bronze Age start at about 2,500 BC when they discovered bronze for the first time. Bronze basically is copper with a little bit of tin added. 90% copper, 10% tin. It gave them cutting metal for the first time. Before that, as you probably all know, it was stone and flint.
This is a reconstruction of a Bronze Age roundhouse. We're going to be meeting Sarah Stockdale. She's a reenactor at Flag Fen, and she's making cheese and teaching us a little bit about how they lived, how they smoked their meat, and the smoke kept all the insects at bay, and it was quite comfortable. They also used to use these round pots in the fire, rounded bottoms, so that they didn't fall over, obviously. Makes sense. This is Abigail, and she's going to show us how to do a bit of spinning. It's quite interesting that there was a lot of different dyes used, even back in these days, to dye their clothing. So they weren't all walking around looking drab and dreary. They had a wide variety of colours that they used. And this is Abby showing us how to do some spinning in the old-fashioned way of doing things, with bobbin. And now she's showing us that you can weave different colours of wool together.
The Bronze Age started in about 2500. About 1500 to 2000, sea levels rose, and this basin we're in now flooded. To get from one side to the other, they built a causeway, but basically it's a line of posts that run from that there is the power station, that there is just over the other side of those trees, presumably to drive their cattle and to walk. But they're not all the same age. I regard it in modern terms, it's a motorway that's been widened. So we've got the 5-post alignment running across. In the middle of the flooded area, they built an artificial island, which you can see here. Do you all throw coins in a fountain when you go somewhere special?
Sometimes.
Most people do. Why?
I don't know.
I don't know why we do it. Our ancestors used to put precious things into the water, possibly to their ancestors, possibly to the gods. But they used to place them in the water around this post alignment, which means this probably had a sacred connection as well. But before they did it, they used to break them. So the swords we find here are not battle broken, they are that sort of broken. So presumably it would be like making a gift but destroying it first so nobody else can use it.
This is the preservation room at Flag Fen. The boats have now been dated at 1500 BC, that's 200 years older than they were originally thought. They're made from field maple, lime and oak, very tough wood, and it's survived for 3,500 years. They're being kept moist and damp so that they don't rot.
That was Flag Fen. Pretty interesting place. You could spend the whole day here. They have reenactor days, and thanks for watching.